Hello, my name is Troy White, and I'm here today to talk to you about how the ultra high net worth individuals invest their money, grow their assets, and build wealth for themselves, for their legacy. By the end of this training, my hopes is that you have a clear understanding of exactly how that works, and I'm going to show you with today's technology how you can do the same thing for yourself, and it doesn't require you to have a lot of money at all. If you stay to the end of this training, I'm offering you a free gift that'll help you get results faster if you want to do the same for yourself. So, what makes this different from any other training? One is that I'm bringing it to you. This training is not often offered. This is not something for sale. It's not just content. It's about a revolution in the investing world that has not been brought to you yet. And we're not just trying to bring you information. We are more than just education. We're trying to make this transformation within you so that you can achieve your goals. So who am I? My name is Troy White. I'm a financial educator. I educate individuals, families, and businesses on investing and entrepreneurship. I wear several hats. I'm a portfolio manager for my clients. It means I manage the portfolios that we are regularly investing in, building their investment portfolios. I also serve as their financial planner. We plan out your investing life before we implement those investments, and a financial advisor as well, and that entails coaching, mentorship, and advisory, and the whole gamut. So to help you get to your goals, I'm pretty much the one who holds your hand along the way. The reason I'm bringing you this information is most people are fearful of investing, and so I'm going to try my best to give you some insights into this industry. The investment industry does a lot of things right, and they offer products to everyone. Whoever wants to buy a stock, now you can buy that stock. That didn't used to be the case. Investment information is readily available. All you need to do is go to Google, Yahoo Finance. You dig up any bit of information that you need. There is a lot of advancements in financial technology, which is, we call it fintech, that enables you to do a lot of things, and in terms of investing that you didn't used to have access to. But when you put these components together, then your financial freedom, it's available to you. It's available to anyone who will take these tools and utilize them. The problem is we have a lack of financial literacy in America. So although the tools are available, people don't know they're available. And then once they realize it's available, they don't know what to do with it. So I'm here to give you some of that insight and hold your hand, at least for this time that you're watching this video. So some of the things that the investment industry does wrong, usually for the services that we offer, which is asset management, money management, portfolio building, financial advisory, financial planning, usually you have to be an individual with at least $500,000 of investable assets, or they don't even want to open an account for you. The reason they don't want to open an account for you, there's not enough commission involved. The investment industry is actually better at protecting the assets you already have versus creating the wealth. So if you already have wealth, then it's easier to put you in a portfolio that is going to go mildly along and not lose, but gain a little bit as it goes. But what if you're someone who has nothing and you're trying to build wealth? Well, the investment industry, financial services industry, they're not geared up to help someone like you. Or the industry tends to neglect various individuals and segments of our population. And we don't have to get into the long story. Oh, it's racism, this is socioeconomic. It's all of that stuff. But it's nobody's fault. It's just the way that the cookies crumble. This is what we got to deal with now, and here's where we are. And so how do we bridge that gap between the things that the financial services industry does well and the things that they do bad? How do we, because you're going to need to cross that bridge to get to your version of financial freedom, whatever that equals to you. So through my experience working at various firms, but one in particular, I won't name them, but this firm is our clients are banks. And so I get into the weeds, into the minutia of how these banks invest, because there are so many laws and restrictions that dictate what they can and cannot do, how they have to do it, so on and so forth. So that's given me a very some broad experience and some experience that is uncommon, I would say. And so I've helped these banks invest multiple billions of dollars. And this has given me some insight into the strategies that they use and how high net worth individuals actually, what do they do to grow their wealth? What's different about investing $50 billion than investing $50,000 or $5,000? There's a lot of difference, and some of those differences you just need to be aware of, but it impacts where you go from here as an investor. So after giving investment advice for over 15 years, there's a few things that I'll try to break it down to you, just overall things that you have to do. So a successful successful investment results are unlikely without a plan of action. You are unlikely to succeed financially if you didn't put together a plan to succeed. Also, investing consistently over time is much more important than the amount of money that you're going to invest. Being a consistent investor, I'd rather you consistently invest $100 than to just lump down $1,000 right now. Just do the 100 consistently. We need you to be doing it regularly. Also, your financial behavior will determine your success or your failure. This is a fact. And so what I want to do here is increase your financial education, which increases your investor behavior. So a little bit more about investor behavior. There's one thing that I've learned, and that is investors hate to lose more than they love to win. And this is what causes people to choose to endure poverty instead of pursuing prosperity. And it's because they hate that pain of losing, because they haven't felt the win yet. So the win is fear. The pain of losing is what they're like, you know what, I'll just stay out. And that causes people to stay on the sidelines of investing year after year after year after year. And that avoidance of pain keeps you at a standstill. And that's while you're standing still, the rest of the world is moving forward. So that means you're going backwards. And again, the time value of money, a dollar today is worth less tomorrow. So the more you stand still, the less value the money that you do have. Successful people include their desires as part of their financial plan. If getting rich is what your goal is, then we would identify everything, every component of what is rich to you, and then we would assign a dollar figure to those individual goals, and we devise a strategy to achieve all those goals. Therefore, at the end of achieving those goals, you are rich. If you don't feel rich at that time, then you didn't plan to be rich. Rich wasn't part of your planning. Rich wasn't a goal for you. So identifying exactly what that is how we achieve goals for you. But your financial behavior is definitely what's going to determine your success or failure. It's the actions you take that's going to achieve your success, but mostly the actions you don't take is what leads to failure a lot. It's a mix of both. You have to make the right actions and avoid the negative reactions, but I've noticed it's the actions you don't take that dictate your failure. Because there's a science to growing assets and building wealth. It doesn't just happen, willy-nilly. It's not on accident. Your investment decisions is what creates your life, and your financial success is literally a product of your action. You cannot leave your success up to randomness. That means that you're just open to whatever comes your way is going to happen to you. Where bad things come your way, you can get stuck on that bad thing just as well as the good. The path to prosperity begins with a plan. If you don't have a plan, you won't get nowhere. He who fails to plan literally plans to fail. So I discovered these principles the hard way, but you just listen to my training video and you're going to understand. This will be the easy way. You cut to the chase, and hopefully you can absorb what I'm trying to tell you and utilize some of these techniques for yourself. Whether you have a lot of money or a little bit of money, they will work for you if you implement them. So what is the hard way? The hard way is you not telling your dollars where to go. You wonder where they went, but because you didn't tell them where to go. That's the hard way. The challenge is not picking the best investment, is picking the right investment. And the hard way is randomly picking stocks here and there, because you're not a finance professional. You're only going off tips, things you heard, and that is also part of the wrong way. The wrong way is thinking that you can save your way to success. How many millionaires do you think exist who invest in a savings account? I would bet you that the answer is zero. Basically, you want to know what's the easy way then. How can I invest and build wealth? So that's what we're going to get to. There's a couple of, I want to discuss the financial investor behavior before we dig into the numbers and into the meat and potatoes of what you have to do. So we're talking about the old way first. The old way of investing was pension funds, 401ks. You're picking one stock at a time. No financial literacy, a lack of cultural competency as it relates to your investing, and that lack of cultural competency comes from you as well as whomever your investment advisor is. And most people say, I don't have an investment advisor, but you have a 401k somewhere. That means somewhere exists a person who is assigned to help you, and you're not reaching out to them, and they're not reaching out to you because they don't care. As long as you keep investing in the 401k, they're fine. The old way is no access to financial services. Many people can go their whole life and never know a finance professional. They're not coming to knock on your door. You have no professional guidance if you don't come into contact with finance professionals. And the old way also includes trading on commissions. Well, with the new technologies, that's kind of out the window now. You have a new way of doing things. The new way is about financial literacy. First and foremost, you must understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're going to do it, and you got to plan it out. Financial planning. Financial planning and financial literacy go hand in hand. Also, some of the meat and potatoes, the new way of investing is relying heavily on dollar cost averaging. I'll touch on that later. Asset allocation is of utmost importance in portfolio diversification, not putting all your eggs in one basket. Collaborative economics, and this relates to entrepreneurism more so, but it's something that you have to be aware of. And I mentioned the word entrepreneurism. You have to be an entrepreneur to succeed. You have to be some sort of entrepreneur. Don't be scared about it. Just take on the task, and this was what can get you to your finish line of achieving all your investment goals. One of the things I want to mention is that I'm giving you some investment information. Don't consider it investment advice, because advice is specific to the individual. So no two people will achieve the same results by doing this thing. You must seek professional guidance. So based on what I'm telling you, don't think you're going to go out and get rich. I hope you do. This is not get rich quick thing. I don't know any get rich quick stuff. But for every individual, these are general principles which you should follow. So, no two investors will achieve the same results. So let's dive into it. There are 3 secrets of investing that the high net worth individuals utilize, that regular non-investors and novice investors are not implementing. Those 3 things, we'll dive into them in depth. Number 1, he who fails to plan plans to fail. Secret number 2, invest now because there is a time value to money. And number 3, a knowledgeable investor is an investor who will achieve better results. And the reason is, as you become a more knowledgeable investor, this increases your risk tolerance and opens up the types of investments that you have access to, because you understand them. And once you understand what is occurring in the investment world, you will not make negative moves. You will make positive moves. So that's why I'm telling you, a knowledgeable investor achieves better results. All right, secret 1. He who fails to plan plans to fail. This is for certain. You should not engage in investing if you don't have a plan. What are you trying to invest? Now, some people are just so excited to buy a stock, and often they are the ones who I mentioned earlier who will buy high and sell low. If it's just money that you want to play with, okay, set aside an amount that you don't care if you win or lose and just go play in the stock market. Otherwise, if you're actually trying to achieve some serious results, you have goals that you're trying to achieve, then you have to plan for them. And creating a financial plan is not that hard. And when it comes to financial planning, most people are half-hearted about achieving their own dreams, their own goals. And I'll stop at dreams. Most people don't even actually turn their dreams into a goal. If you turn your dream into something you actually want, then it is now a goal. And if it's really a goal, we're going to have to devise a plan to achieve that goal. And then once we have to have the plan, we have to implement the plan. That means take action to get that goal accomplished. The reason most people are half-hearted about it is because they don't actually believe that they have the ability to achieve goals. Maybe some little goal, meaning something that you can achieve tomorrow, but in terms of a long-term strategy of achieving a goal, most people don't believe they have it in them. They think it's too much, it's too hard, it's too complicated, too difficult. And so that's why they're half-hearted about it. They don't put the effort into it, and they rather just sit on the sidelines. But you need to understand that life is a collection of goals. Your life consists of accomplishing goals. So if your life is a collection of goals, then are you going to have more wins than losses, or more losses than wins? Are you actually going to achieve those goals? Because your goals, like I said, exist on a time horizon. Time is not stopping for you just because you stand on the sideline and not doing nothing about your own goals. That the time is not going to stop. So some of those goals are old. You can't achieve them no more. Now they don't even fit. They don't even fit in your life no more because you missed the boat. You didn't plan for them. You didn't achieve them. So again, are you going to have more wins than losses for your own success, for your own life? How important is it to you? You see, there's a stairway to achieving your goals. There's goals at the bottom and throughout the middle and to your top goals. And so that stairway, we can't skip. Maybe you skip a step here and there, but fundamentally, you have to take each step along that stairway to your top goals. If you don't, if being too anxious, you're trying to jump up the steps, that's how you trip, fall all the way back down, and you gotta start over. If you just have your plan diligently, follow the plan, invest consistently, that's how you achieve your goals from the bottom to the top. So you can't leave your financial life up to chance. Like I said earlier, bad things happen just like good things happen. So, your goals won't be achieved just by happenstance. Life doesn't just knock on your door and say, here's the trip to, Rome. Here's the money for your kids' college. Oh, you short on your 401k for retirement? Here you go. Here's the rest, all of what you're gonna need. It doesn't happen that way. Like I often say, money doesn't fall off the sky. If it ever fell off the sky for you, show me where that happened. Wealthy people engage in personal financial planning. That's their secret. And your financial plans have to be implemented and monitored. We have to monitor them to make sure that these goals are being accomplished. The financial plans allow you to achieve goals over a time horizon. That's the only way it's going to happen. The goals you have now in short term, mid term, long term, if you don't plan for them, those time horizons are just going to pass you by. You won't achieve them. I'm telling you, this is how it happens. When you create a financial plan, fundamentally you have to do an assessment to understand where you are now. I am here. So what is here? Where is here? How much money do I have? What am I working with now? What do I have in place now that is doing good and what is doing bad? And then you have to, what are your goals? Identify them to yourself first of all and write them out, because we're going to have to put your goals on a time horizon. You don't achieve all of your goals at one time. So let's say you want to get a gigantic pool in your backyard, and you want a new car. You got to send some kids to college, and you have retirement, and you're the trip to Paris. All of those things occur on a different time horizon. They're on the same time horizon, but they're on a different date along that time horizon. And so we need to plan that out. Once you have those components, you figured out what I'm starting with, where am I trying to go, how many stops along that path are there going to be, stops meaning goals along that path. You have to devise a strategy. So that's a long conversation between you and the finance professional that you're working with. But you need a strategy to achieve those goals. Now, once you have a strategy, you implement the strategy, and that's not the end. Implementing the strategy means, okay, if the goal is, if the strategy is you're going to buy a portfolio of mutual funds, and you need some life insurance, and then you're going to get 529 for your kids to go to college, and you're going to get an IRA and a 401 to roll over that old 401k. So this is the plan. Well, let's implement the plan. Let's make it happen. And so after we make that happen, it's not over because we have to monitor your plan. So along that time horizon, there are goals that you're going to achieve, and there are goals that you're going to add to that time horizon. So monitoring the plan also means making adjustments to fit those changes. Changes being goals we've achieved. Okay, we need to scratch that off the board. The investments we were making to achieve that goal, I don't have to do that anymore. So now I can take those investment dollars and inject them into other parts of my plan to achieve some of the other goals that you have. And when it comes to investing, the specifics of investing, I could bore you to death and talk a lot about modern portfolio theory and the various ratios and the various formulas that we use in investment analysis and asset management. But fundamentally, what you want to know is, how do riches come to me? How does wealth come your direction? And that's what happens. As you head towards your goals start to head towards you as well. Money goes where it's invited. Hear me. Money goes where it's invited, and it only stays where it's welcome. So you have to invite money and create an environment that is welcoming to money. And that is investing in diversified portfolios. That's a way to invite wealth into your life. Consistently investing in diversified portfolios is a way to invite wealth into your life. Make regular, steady, and consistent investments. You need to automate your investments, and that is how you standardize your financial life. Your investments should be automated on a dollar cost average basis. So every month, this certain amount that you're going to invest should go to your account and should be invested in the various portfolios that we devised to achieve your financial planning goals. Automate your investments. Your investing should occur automatically on the same day of the month every month. And this is how we dollar cost average into building wealth. Secret number 2 is you must invest consistently, invest early, invest often. And this is embedded in the fact that money has a time value. For instance, if I were to say, hey, let me borrow $1 from you now, and I'm going to pay you back next month. Well, you don't just want $1, you want $1 and something. So let's just call it $1.50. So the value of for you to loan me $1 is only valuable to you if I increase that $1 for you to compensate for the time that you don't have your $1. And for me, I'm willing to pay that amount because I'm going to go use this $1. Hopefully I'm going to try to make $2. So that means it's valuable to me because I'm going to have $2 and I only need to pay you 50 cents and reimburse you for your $1. So this is the time value of money. It's embedded in commerce and definitely in investing. Now, there are components of the time value of money, and that's compound interest. Is basically the snowball effect. This is how money makes money. So compound interest is compounded. So there's an interest rate that you are being compensated for as an investor. And that interest rate, and or if it's a stock doesn't go up by interest rate, it just accumulates in value or depreciates in value, and we calculate that rate that it's gone up or down. But the point is, over time, the interest compounds. That's how wealth is created. And it takes time for this to happen. So for monies to compound, just like a snowball, as it rolls down the mountain, it'll get bigger and bigger, but it's got to start up somewhere and end up at the bottom of the mountain before it smashes and shows you how much snow has been gathered. All right, I mentioned earlier dollar cost averaging, and a wise investor won't take everything and dump it in and that's all you got. No, don't do that. It's much better for you to invest small amounts regularly, consistently on a specific date. You pick a day and you invest on that date, one set amount, and just do that. Don't stop. Do not stop doing that. That's called dollar cost averaging. It's better than investing in one lump sum because it gives you the better average price according to the volatility that occurs in the market, the ups and downs of the market. You won't be affected as bad. And in fact, when there are market crashes, you will be taking advantage of those market crashes. You will be the winner. You will be the person who buys low and sells high. Also, diversification is important. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. And usually as a stock picker, someone who you heard of a stock from this person, you heard from one from that person, that's nearly the equivalent of all your eggs in one basket. Even if you got 4, 5, 6 stocks, that's not enough. And you probably didn't invest with enough money into those stocks. So what I'm saying is you need to diversify however you do it. If you're buying one stock at a time, at least build up the portfolio by diversifying and investing into multiple, not just multiple stocks, but you need to be in more than one sector, more than one industry, more than one company within that industry. So there are many ways to diversify, but again, it's going to go back to your financial plan. It's going to, and your risk tolerance. Understanding you as an investor is going to dictate what level of diversification you need to be engaged in. And lastly, asset allocation. So although we're not putting all our eggs in one basket, we also need to allocate our assets properly according to our financial plan. And allocating your assets means not just amongst the different investments, but different investment types, it could be different investment products altogether. How much in insurance do I need? How much, and within insurance, how much long-term care? How much disability? How much of a permanent life insurance policy, and how much of a term life insurance policy? Also, do you need annuities for those assets that you're trying to protect that you've already grown? So it can get very detailed. And the only way to understand the proper asset allocation that you should be engaged in is through financial planning, doing asset assessments. Look up anything on the internet to tell you how to do it, but again, seek professional advice. That's what the wealthy do, and that's available to you, and it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. All right, the third secret is invest in mentorship to get results faster. You need mentorship and or support. And what do I mean by that? That means you need a financial advisor, you need a financial coach, you need a financial educator, you need a financial planner, you need a financial advisor. You also need to find a team of financial professionals. One advisor may not be able to give you all of the information. You may need mortgage brokers, real estate agents, insurance agents. The list goes on, but definitely you need an investment advisor, call it financial advisor, that can hold your hand through at least the initial setup of your financial plan, your investment planning. Everyone should have a mentor because they bring on new ideas and they give you accountability. There's new ideas that are in your mind right now that just from listening to the presentation that I'm giving you right now. You know, a good mentor is going to give you the ideas and make you act upon them. There should be some level of accountability inserted in or pressed upon you. A great mentor is also going to put together a powerful group of people that are working towards the same goal, and you can bounce ideas off with, and somehow that allows you to judge your effectiveness and not feel so alone, not feel that you're the only one out here and everyone thinks their financial situation is the worst. But I get to see different people, and I know that pretty much everyone's the same. Even though one person may have lots more money than someone else, their bills are the same, ratio. They're underwater just like you're underwater. So it just so happens that they have more money. Think of mentorship in this way. If you wanted to fly across country, would you just charter the plane and get behind the wheel and fly yourself there with no map, no instructions, no training, no guidance, nobody there if you were about to do something wrong that you could potentially hand the wheel over to? No, you wouldn't. So why would you do this to your own finances? It's just as important. It is literally your financial life that's at stake here. And we know your financial life will dictate your actual life, your entire life. So basically, you got two options at this point. The thing you can do, you could take the information that I've given you. You take the research and that you are able to do, and you can go out here and do it yourself. It may cost you thousands of dollars of wasted time and effort, and those thousands of dollars that you have wasted, you realize this at a point in time where you cannot recoup that. You realize this at retirement, that you are not able to retire. So now what will we do? You can learn a proven system from somebody who has not just done it but actually mastered it and is the best at it in the world as it relates to my clients when I'm speaking about myself. So here's how I can help. My team and I have set aside some time slots over the next week to speak to you personally if you need the type of help that we're talking about. I've just given you a lot of broad strokes about how to implement these practices and procedures, these strategies to improve your net worth and help you grow assets. But the fact of the matter, investing is an individual thing. There are no two people who will have the same investment strategy, the same financial plan. So it's specific to the individual. Now, if you are an individual who needs this specific help, we are here to help you. What's the cost? The cost is free. But it's not for everyone. We're not, you have to be serious and really need the help. I can't help people who just want to talk. If you just want to talk, I have something for you as well. You could go to our YouTube channel and get endless hours of financial advice, financial information, investment advice. That site is Hoodoo Financial. Just search for Hoodoo Financial on YouTube, and we've got endless amounts there. But if you need a personal consultation to figure out how to implement these strategies to build your assets, to grow your wealth, and invest for your legacy so that you have something to pass on, then that's who this is for. So we're absolutely committed to helping you hit your financial goals, and we're dedicated to the true concern for you if you have true concern for your own financial success. Who this is for? Committed investors. You must be absolutely committed to hitting your investment goals and have a total dedication and concern for your own financial success. You must be ready to build an actual stock market portfolio. I only want to talk about it if this is something that you're about doing. We're not here to talk about it, we're here to be about it. We want to help people who are willing to take action. So this is for active investors who have the information on investing, but don't know how to implement these investments. Business owners who need professional guidance on their wealth strategies, their employee benefits, the treasury and at-risk capital. Entrepreneurs and freelancers who are without the corporate structure. This is even more important to you because you have to pay yourself first and do that within a plan for your financial future. And for the active investors, having information on investing is one thing, but knowing what to do with the information is something entirely different. So again, this is for you if you want help creating and growing a diversified investment portfolio. If you're willing to invest time, energy, and your money to achieve your financial freedom. If you are committed to being a better investor and have a better life for you and your family. This is for you if you're looking to automate your monthly investment plan. It's for you if you have multiple financial goals and you need help identifying a strategy to achieve those goals. It's for you if you're looking for a way to create investment income for your retirement. And if you want a realistic and achievable financial plan to reach financial freedom. If so, there's a button. You can click it right. It's below. Just click the button and go and set up the strategy call. But who is this not for? Do not apply. Do not click the button below if you fear investing and you just want to make a quick buck, because I don't know any way to make a quick buck. That's, move along if that's the case. This is not for you if you don't like to put in the effort to succeed and you like to blame others and make excuses and complain. If this wasn't this way, then that would be that way. Hey, we don't got time for excuses. We can take actions towards success. I don't have time to talk about what coulda, woulda, shoulda happened, right? This is not for you if you do not believe your financial success is even something that's possible. And many people are that way. They don't take action because they don't believe that they can do it. And this is not for you if you're looking for a get rich quick scheme. Again, I don't know any way to get rich quick. I know ways to build your wealth and build your assets, and it's about what you put in is what you're going to get out. And we're going to do the best with the dollars that you have to increase them. And then to move us even a step beyond that, if getting rich is part of your desires, then okay, we need to devise a financial plan that includes being rich. And then we can create the roadmap to get directly to your goal. So why are we doing this? On the call, we'll help you get total clarity about exactly what you want your financial life to look like. And we're going to go over the exact steps you should take to achieve your goals. If you want us to help you and you think it's a good fit, and we think it's a good fit, us working together, we might invite you to become one of our clients. And we only take on a certain number of clients each month. So I'm not turning down anyone, but I will tell you if you're not a good fit for us to as a client. Now, if we work together, we'll put you through the same data gathering and analysis that we put our high net worth clients through. The curriculum that we're going to have for you that is about your improving your financial literacy is designed to get you to start portfolio building immediately with your chosen and consistent monthly investment amount. Remember, I mentioned a dollar cost averaging is the best way to go. I don't want you to dig up all of the money you have and then dump it into investing. I want you to figure out the consistent dollar amount you can invest every month. This is what we call dollar cost averaging. This is what's going to grow your wealth, not just chunking a lump sum and then you have no rainy day fund left. And that's going to go to our financial plan, and we'll talk about all of that. We'll expect to develop a financial plan that will chart a course of action towards achieving your life's goals. All of them. Don't leave anything out. Don't undercut yourself. If this is something you want, then you need to say it, and we're going to try to build a pathway to achieving just that. The only thing now is about you. If you fit that criteria, then please apply now. Click the button below, and our scheduling app will open. You pick one of the time slots that's available, and then we'll be on the call. So yeah, this is for everyone who wants to pass on a legacy to their children. If this is you, click the button below, get on the strategy call. We're going to get clarity, and we're going to take action. We're going to hold your hand through it all. So if this sounds like you and you want to start over the next 5 days, we have set aside some time to talk to you and see if this is a good fit for us to work together. Again, just click the button below if you're ready to get started. The call is roughly going to take 45 minutes. We'll map out an exact action plan for you to follow. We'll begin building your customized portfolio right away if you become our client. This call will probably be the most valuable 45 minutes you invest in yourself this year. Again, you got two choices. Choice one, you can go it alone based off the information that you already know and the information that I just delivered to you in this video. Choice two, you can apply to work with us right now and begin your path to prosperity. By the end of this week, we would have a portfolio started on you for sure. So during the breakout session, if you choose to apply, we're going to get crystal clear on what your financial goals are and what you can do to achieve them. We're going to get crystal clear on your target investment amounts and what your time horizons are for achieving those goals, and we're going to get real clear on exactly how you can reach those investment goals. You know, there's going to be a lot of it's going to be different for every person, but we'll figure out that strategy together. The only way we can do it is get started. So make a commitment to yourself. You deserve it. You deserve financial freedom. And if you have been successful so far going it alone without any professional advice or assistance or any guidance, hey, more power to you. If you haven't and you need some, I'm raising my hand here to help. Again, this doesn't matter if you're wealthy or if you have very little. We have a way for you to get started, and we can map out exactly how you can succeed. And when I say map it out, I mean by the numbers. You tell us what you want to achieve, I'll tell you what it'll take to get you there. It's just blunt, just point blank, just that simple. So what to do next? Apply now. Click the button below. It's going to take you to the scheduling app. You're going to select a time and date for the strategy call, and hurry up. It's a shortage of spaces. We are only opening. Hurry up, because we're not taking all clients. We shut it down after a certain number. We can only accept a certain amount per month. And hey, get started now. Remember, there's a time value to money. So apply now. Click the button below. Come on board.